nasty goat. You nasty goat.
Alright, you ready?
Yep.
Welcome to AM Whiskey. I'm Mark, this is Aaron, and today we're doing a bottle review of the latest Larceny Barrel Proof B523. What is it, 124.4 proof?
124.4.
124.4. These are, pretty available, at least in our area. Whenever they release, I usually see them in quite a few different liquor stores. Never too badly priced.
No, I think this was between $65 and $75.
Mm-hmm.
Usually around, I think this was $64.99. I've had a previous batch that I just didn't like. So I kind of was going to stay away from this. And then I hear all these good things, people raving about batch B523. So went into a liquor store around here and saw batch 523, and I said, all right, I'm picking it up. If it sucks, it's the last Larceny I'm buying. So,
well, I'm glad
we'll
you
see.
bought this bottle because I got 2 batches and I was pretty well out. So
yeah,
we'll see how it goes.
I'm interested because so far I have not been a Larceny fan.
I do like the nose on this one better than the 2 batches that I have. It definitely less ethanol. The other 2 that I have are really ethanol.
Yeah, I'm not getting a whole lot on the
and this is
on the nose.
basically the same proof.
You just got to treat her right.
It coats fairly well. It's not got a lot of legs. A little bit. They're real thin.
I got pretty cloudy glass. Lots of fingerprints.
Yeah.
Dirty paws. I mean, it seems to be okay. It does have a decent nose. You do get a little bit of that wheat on the nose. It's not like a raw grain, but you can tell there's... I thought I was good at picking out wheat. I don't know. It's starting to come into question now.
It's because everything smells like wheat to you.
Maybe.
I think you're a weeder guy.
I am not gluten-free. Yeah, except for when it comes to Pappy, and then I'm like, there's no wheat in this.
So I get like a little bit of a bright, like kind of a little bit of corn, and there's a little bit of I get a real light caramel behind it. It's there, but it's really light.
I get some floral notes.
Yeah, I can see the floral.
It's very sweet though, but it's not like a dark punch you in the nose. It's not like that dark and stormy stone fruit kind of thing. I mean, maybe a little apricot. I don't know.
It's not a great nose. It's not a horrible nose for me. I'm gonna give it a 6.
I'm going 6.5. It's
see how the palate is where it
it's
really
a little
counts.
bit better, but yeah, this is where the rubber meets the road here.
I mean, I definitely like it better than the other 2 batches I own.
It is definitely not as hot as the other batch that I had.
Yeah.
That other batch I had, woo boy.
Yeah, I can't remember the exact bottles I have. I want to say one's like a C921 and maybe an A22 or an A or a B22.
Yeah, I think I have the 822.
And those drink way hotter than this. Like this is pretty easy.
I mean, first sip, I definitely get some of that caramel.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty sweet forward. It's very soft.
Not very spicy.
Not spicy at all. I mean, it does not drink its proof.
But it still's probably drinking, I call it 107, 110 hot.
Yeah, somewhere around there. I mean, I get a little bit of that warmth right here.
Mm-hmm.
Not bad at all. Was not very complex,
No.
which is what's gonna probably detract on this for me. But this is, I mean, I did get that nice caramel note right off the get-go. But first sip, should never judge on your first sip. So we're gonna go back.
It is pretty. It's pretty simple. I mean, it's sweet, a hair of caramel. I'm not getting so much of floral aspects, at least on my palate.
I get the caramel up front.
Mm-hmm.
You get that rush of that caramel up front. I get a little bit of that wheat note towards the back of the palate. But that's maybe just a hint of oak there, but it
real
is
light.
a hint. It is not much at all.
It's not spicy. It's more just an alcohol type. I mean, it's not ethanol-y, it's not alcohol-y, but the heat you get is just heat. It's not spice.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that of the Larcenies I've had, this is definitely my favorite.
This is my favorite Larceny. That's not even close.
I think all that whiskey of the year talk can pound sand, because this is definitely not whiskey of the year candidate for me.
No, I mean, it's definitely not the best.
It's good. Don't get me wrong.
I don't know
it's
if
good.
it'll make top 10 either, but so it's palate-wise is good. It's not complex. There's not a lot going on.
It's an easy drinker, though.
It is.
It's easy drinker. This is something I can sit out on for 124 proof. Dangerous, because I could sit out on the deck or the porch and just sip on this, and I mean, it would make a great mixer with something light.
Yeah, I guess if you're just looking to raise the alcohol content on it and you don't want anything that's going to have the spicy attribute come through, because it doesn't have that spicy attribute. I gave it a 14.
I gave it a 13. And maybe that's a little harsh. It's just not. I like a little more spice. I like a little more complexity in my bourbon.
Well, it makes sense based on how we do things,
Yeah.
right? You like real spicy bourbons, you rank higher. Real spicy bourbons, I rank lower.
Yeah.
So we're staying
Generally.
in line, yeah.
But again, I mean, this has gotten a lot of praise, and this, everybody's palate's different. So you like this bottle? Great. It's not a bad bottle. I feel like
$65, it's a good bottle.
Yeah, I feel like that ranking is maybe a little low, just for my
I
palate.
think it'll come through in the price and availability, I think.
True.
Finish, I feel like it's got a medium length finish. It's not nearly as long as a Booker's. It's not nearly as long as like a Woodford Batch Proof. It's not nearly as long as a Stag or even Benchmark Full Proof.
I mean, are you going to compare it to every bourbon we've ever tasted?
Any of the full proof, I feel like this has got a shorter finish than most full proof bourbons. Is what I'm saying.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I mean, I don't think the finish is terrible, but it's nothing to write home about. I mean, most of what you get on that finish is kind of that ethanol, just sitting back there, but it's not great. Finish, I'm probably going to go with 6.
Went 5.5.
Okay. I can see that.
Now, price and availability is where I'm kind of struggling. It's probably going to get a little bit higher mark. I feel like this is really available. I feel like for $60, $70 that everybody can pretty well find most of the time. I feel like it's for a foolproof whiskey.
For a foolproof, and here's where I would say about the availability. I mean, price-wise, $65 to $70 for a 124 proof. The price is good. I think this is priced right.
Mm-hmm.
The availability, it is definitely higher than some, but it is also not one of these where you can walk into any store and see it on the shelf.
Correct.
Everywhere.
Yeah, it's not just everywhere.
It's not going to be that, but it is fairly available. I mean, probably find this in. You might have to go to a couple stores to find it, but you can find it. It's not one of those bottles that's hyper allocated. You're not going to find everywhere. So with it being priced right and the availability here, I'm going to give it an 8.
You went pretty strong on it. I'm not quite the 8. So I went 6. I went
Okay.
6 because, you know, it is a limited release. It's a batch, right? Each batch is different. You can find it in your store when it's available, right? But it's going to get sold out pretty quickly. Now, if you keep hunting around, you probably will find one of these 6-12 months down the road, you know, in an oddity store, a store that you just kind of find off the beaten path,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But they're going to be really, really, you know, I would say, 3 months down the road from now, they're going to be really spotty.
I mean, where I got this, it was in a glass case, so it was behind a case. So it's not, like I said, not just that
On the shelf.
on the shelf. One of the other local liquor stores that we go to a lot has had it for 2 weeks in a row. They've advertised it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, they don't put it on the shelf. You got to ask for it, but they put it out there that they got it. And all you have to do, go in, and it's a limit one. So, I mean, I've had multiple opportunities to get this bottle, held off because of my feeling towards Larceny, but kept hearing all these good things. I finally broke down. I said, you know what? I'm going to grab it. Was able to get it the first day I went out, looked for it, found multiple bottles.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think it's, for what you get, the price is where it's at. So, you know, the availability might not be great, but I still feel like it's pretty available. And with the price, yeah, I'm solid with the 8.
So what do you think? Summary, one of the better Larceny Barrel Proof batches.
Again,
Nice.
it's definitely the best Larceny that I've had.
Yeah.
And now, to be fair, I was not a huge Larceny fan,
Mm-hmm.
but this is definitely the best Larceny Barrel Proof that I've had.
Nice, sweet, 1-2 note type bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
Not a lot of spice.
Definitely not a lot of spice. If you like sweeter whiskeys, this is one that you're probably going to like. I mean, it got a 31.5 for me overall.
That's weird. Not the same score, I believe.
Interesting.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, leave us some comments. Let us know what you'd like us to review next. Talk some trash. Give us some feedback. Let us know what we can do better.
It doesn't cost you anything to hit that thumbs up. It's right down there.
Correct.
Somewhere. Thumbs up.
Yep, make sure you subscribe,
Like it.
do the notifications. We'll be releasing new content soon. Thank you very much, and keep the whiskey flowing.
Have a great night.